On behalf of the government of the Republic of Kazakhstan, I am pleased to welcome you to the 5th Eurasian Energy Forum hosted by KazEnergy, which convenes after the 12 nations of OPEC mark an important milestone, their 50th anniversary. As an oil exporting country, Kazakhstan recognizes the significant role that OPEC plays in supporting the stability of world oil markets and the importance of cooperation between producing and consuming nations and between OPEC and non-OPEC producers such as Kazakhstan. We have gathered here today during a period of a great uncertainty for the energy industry. The global financial and economic crisis has forced many in the industry to reassess their strategy in light of shifting demand patterns, extreme price volatility, and restricted access to capital. Question persists about where tomorrow's supplies of energy will come from and how the traditional oil and gas supply chain will evolve. At the same time, the Deepwater Horizon incident in the Gulf of Mexico is redefining public perception of the oil and gas industry as well as the government's attempts to regulate it. These uncertainties have opened up the gap between risk and opportunity in the energy sector, which has had a corrosive effect on investment in the short run. As a result, the industry's ability to meet expected long-run demand growth has been brought into question. The energy industry is facing a set of challenges that no one company or government can address alone. Thus, I would like to focus my address today on 3 areas where Kazakhstan is working hard to reduce the uncertainty gap, namely security, safety, and sustainability. Firstly, Kazakhstan recognizes the common interest of energy suppliers, consumers, and transporters in promoting global energy security. Echoing the St. Petersburg principles on global energy security, Kazakhstan will vigorously defend its role as a reliable and secure supplier of energy to world markets. In this regard, as chairman of the OSCE, Kazakhstan is focused on maintaining regional security to prevent disruption of energy supplies due to conflict or other security risks. Another dimension of energy security is ensuring diversity of supply. Here, Kazakhstan remains firmly committed to its strategy of diversification of export routes. In October 2009, the final section of Kazakhstan to China oil pipeline was commissioned, which links the oil fields of western Kazakhstan and the Caspian to the rest of pipeline and thus to China. We are also making progress with Kazakhstan-Caspian transportation system, which will deliver oil to Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline. In addition, we continue to support the planned expansion of CPC oil pipeline. Looking forward, Kazakhstan represents a significant source of incremental non-OPEC oil supply. Reaching full production potential in Kazakhstan hinges upon our ability to attract new investments, and foreign investments in particular. That is why the government is working hard to continue to improve the invest environment and cultivate win-win partnership with the private sector. Turning now to safety, the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico has created an environmental tragedy with far-reaching economic and social consequences. The implications of this incident have reverberated loudly here in Kazakhstan as we develop substantial offshore oil production capacity. When it comes to environmental safety, Kazakhstan will uphold the highest standards. The only practice welcome in Kazakhstan is international best practice. I have asked the government to develop options for guarding against mitigating the risk associated with offshore drilling. The Ministers of Oil and Gas and Environmental Protection have established a joint working group to address safety concerns associated with oil production in offshore and coastal areas of the Caspian Sea. Kazakhstan also intends to sign an intergovernmental protocol with our Caspian neighbors on safety of offshore oil production. However, let me also emphasize that the government will guard against the actions without a purpose. We will work closely with the industry to ensure that the highest standards are applied in Kazakhstan and an appropriate balance between environmental preservation and exploration is achieved. Finally, Kazakhstan is committed to developing its energy resources in a sustainable way. Our long-term economic prosperity depends on the sustainable production and consumption of energy. In this regard, the government is making significant investments to modernize and reconstruct local energy generation facilities using the latest technologies and know-how. Of course, we also recognize the opportunities provided by renewable energies, and the government is supporting several large, progressive projects in the area as well. Kazakhstan is committed to meeting its commitment under the Kyoto Protocol. Here we echo the G8's call to foster low-carbon, climate-resilient economies, and we look forward to participating in the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Cancun later this year. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, Kazakhstan will continue to work closely with the energy industry to address our common long-term challenge of meeting future energy demand. To this end, we are committed to reducing short-term uncertainty and thus support the industry as it invests for the future. I wish you every success in your important work. Welcome to Kazakhstan. Thank you.